Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts. Just got out of seeing Masters of the Universe, course, directed by Travis Knight. Here are my non-spoiler thoughts to get right to the point. I had a good time with this movie. I don't love it, but it was fun. Now, I'm not the biggest Masters of the Universe fan. I've seen some stuff, just not a lot, but this film worked overall. Certain things they could have changed a little bit, but tonally, this worked. Now, some humor didn't land. There is quite a bit of humor in this movie. Some of it didn't land, but most of it worked, and I think the balancing of seriousness, humor, epic space fun, like, there's a good variety of stuff that they're packing into this to make it Masters of the Universe, to where it's not all serious, it's not all comedy. There's a good variety, is what I'm trying to say. Now, here's what I also say, too. I think the balancing of Earth and Eternia worked because in, of course, the 80s Masters of the Universe, it didn't work so well. But here, we spent a lot of time on Eternia, which I think was great. Because honestly, they could have stuck with Earth a lot longer. Thankfully, that's not the case. Now, I forget the actor's name, but Prince Adam, He-Man, works so well. Like, obviously, the lead character, it has to work. Well, they could have easily maybe not make this character work. But he does a great job of Prince Adam and He-Man. Of course, as you've seen the trailers, I have the power, the transformation, and it works so well in the film. And the trailers make it look epic, and it looks even better, in my opinion, in the overall finished product. The casting, I think, overall was great. Like, everyone did a great job. My only thing is Evil-Lyn, Alison Brie. Now, I'm not saying she did a bad job, but I need to see more of her character, and I'm not sure if we'll get a sequel to this. We'll see what the box office does. But I think Evil-Lyn could have been maybe handled better by someone else. But maybe if there is a sequel or some sort of continuation, Alison Brie can surprise me. Like, I'm not saying she's bad. Once again, not saying she's bad. But I wasn't sold on her performance. Jared Leto, I gotta give props because everyone's been saying that he was great as Skeletor. Can't talk. He was great. He was great. I can't deny. Now, there are some humor, some moments they try to give of like levity or just some, funny, uncomfortable moments with Skeletor. I wish they would have toned that down a little bit because there are some great tense scenes with Skeletor. I wish they would have leaned more into that for him, right? And they could have left up some of the humor stuff with other characters. But okay, like if every character pretty much has some funny moments, so I guess they wanted to give that to everyone, so that includes the villain. Now, in terms of the story, I think the story overall works, and there were some surprisingly deep moments, and I was hopeful for that. I was hoping because I was worried that maybe the story wasn't going to be like really dramatic in a sense, like, right, it's just like, okay, he's returning home, and then he becomes He-Man, and then he defeats the bad guy. There's a lot more layers to the story than just that simple beat to the end, right? There are a couple of post-credits, after-credit sequences, so stick after the film, obviously, when it ends and everything. A couple of big things in there. They're hoping for more, obviously. But yeah, overall, had a fun time with this. And tonally, it reminded me of Guardians of the Galaxy, of Thor Ragnarok, obviously epic space adventure. So I think this is like the right choice they made in terms of, because we had heard for years they were trying to develop this movie. I think this is the best outcome, in my opinion, they could have done. I'm not sure how much better they could have made it. I mean, some small tweaks to Skeletor here and there, maybe a little bit more development of Prince Adam, He-Man, but I think this is the best direction because it could have went a lot worse. If they would have focused on just more seriousness, maybe the film wouldn't have worked as well as it does. So I'm hoping that we get more. I hope we get another film or even a TV show continuing this stuff. I'm not sure if they would even do that, but I would love to see a continuation of this. Even though I didn't love the film, I would love to see where they take this. Like, what's the next step? Because they could listen to the feedback and maybe make the sequel, if it happens, better. But Masters of the Universe, as it stands, it was a fun time. So, yeah, have you seen the film? If you have, let me know your thoughts in the comments below.